hello to everyone listening or watching this podcast. Welcome back to another episode of Organized Chaos with me, Sanjana Kumar, where we talk about teenagers expected to be organized and accepted to be chaotic. On today's episode, we have
Sarah Joseph.
Yes, and we are going to be talking about
Toxic versus healthy relationships.
Yes, pretty deep topics today. To start off, we'll start off with our usual segment one, which is prop culture. So, Sia, talk about your prop, please.
I chose this cute little bear amongst the endless array of really big animals, and I saw him as the runt of the litter, the cute little representation of how even the most straggly creatures on the exterior can possess a certain value that can be recognized and portrayed as the form of a bow, wrapped up as a little present, even in its smallest form.
That is beautiful and a very unique perspective, just like she's going to be giving us throughout the episode, so stay tuned. Now let's move on to the second segment, which is getting something from Sia's vault. So Sia, give us a personal anecdote on your healthy or toxic relationships.
I've had my fair share of both in life, and I've been privileged enough to experience and learn from both. My healthy relationships include the one I have with this group of friends I've known since I was little, and they've helped and watched me grow as a human from all stages of my life, brought out the best in me, and they represent a sense of home for me. I've had toxic relationships in which I have felt extremely small, and I think that's the worst thing you can feel, worthless and irrelevant and tiny.
That's great. Now let's move on to segment 3, where we get to the point. So we're going to be breaking things down a bit. So let's start with the basics. What is a relationship to you?
A relationship is a bond between any two humans. It does not have to be romantic. It can be friendships. It can be romantic. It can be family. It can be something that's not even biologically related, but you just have so much love for them. It's a level of dependency. You require them for something. You grow for them, and with them. It's just your sense of who you are to each other and what you can use each other for and grow from each other.
That's great. Now, these kind of relationships can be looked at in two possible lenses: healthy relationships and toxic relationships. Now, Sia, give us a definition of both, will you?
A healthy relationship for me is the place in which you feel most watered. It is the place where you are allowed to be stimulated. You grow the most, the best version of you blossoms and comes alive. And a toxic relationship is where the opposite happens and you feel shrunken down, you feel unnecessary, and you feel worthless, and your position in their life is oftentimes questioned.
That is very, very true and a very simple way to put it. And yes, having a toxic relationship doesn't limit to just a romantic relationship. Like Sia said earlier, it can happen with your family or your friends or even with someone you are not even related to in any way. It's just any relationship can be made toxic based on how any one or both of the people behave. Now, looking more into it, how do you identify if a relationship is toxic or not?
You can identify when a relationship is toxic when your sense of self feels undermined and oftentimes lost. It feels like you are choosing to put that person as a poison into your body. You are choosing to have them anchor you down, pull you down to the depths of despair, and you have a chain that you willingly tie around your neck to strangle you, suffocate you, and bring out the worst in you and the other human as well.
That is very true. Being in a toxic relationship can hurt you in so many different ways, especially if it's the other person being toxic, because it can actually break your sense of being, and just your ideologies of the world can be so different because you don't even know what real care feels like. You feel like you forget what true love is, and being cared and getting affection from someone. How does it feel? It's a real, it's a nightmare, and it can make you feel so worthless and make you feel the exact opposite of loved. By exact opposite, I don't mean in a way where they hate you or dislike you, in a way where they don't even care enough to hate you or dislike you, which is very sad. Now, why is it important for a relationship to be healthy?
Because in a healthy relationship, the best parts of you come out and the worst parts of you are improved. In a healthy relationship, you are encouraged to be the best version of yourself, and you are not stunted down into the human who is so small and insignificant that you have no value to the world or to yourself or to another human being. A healthy relationship helps you thrive, it helps you grow, it helps you be the most authentic version of yourself that can do the most good, be the most successful, and show the most love in a way that stays true to your boundaries, what you can tolerate, and what keeps you happy.
That is very true, because a healthy relationship is one where you both grow together and you both learn from each other, and it's beautiful. It's so magical actually to think of a like, you can't say, I wouldn't say perfect, but a beautiful, magical, healthy relationship where you both just love each other so much, you grow together, you guys. So it's like you're connected and you're interdependent, and you guys just nurture each other. Like Sia said, it's really, it's a great feeling. And the best part is, it doesn't have to be someone just like you, it has to be someone who can complement your personality. So for example, me and Sia, we have different likes, we have different dislikes, we don't have to be the same person, we have different things we agree and disagree on, which kind of, again, it brings originality to our, like, to our individual selves, but also brings more to the relationship, because I am more open to her thoughts, I get a new view of the world from her, and she gets a new view of the world from me. And yes, it can lead to arguments, but that doesn't mean a relationship is toxic. A toxic relationship may have fights, but not all relationships that have fights need to be toxic. It's more like, if it's a healthy relationship and you guys fight, you guys can work it out together. And I feel like the working out and the fighting itself kind of makes the relationship stronger, because I am, if I fight with you, god forbid, no, but if I do fight with you, I am comfortable enough to tell you what I actually feel. I am not okay with this, and I'm going to tell you why. And I have no reason to feel judged, because it's you. I'm comfortable, and I don't think what you're thinking is like, yeah. So that's, what are your thoughts on that?
I think that healthy relationships are always with two people, and people and human beings, we have differences of opinion, and a healthy relationship is defined by the way that you navigate your way through conflicts and resolving them in a way that you accept the other person's opinions and allowing them to improve and make your own more holistic, more informed, more well-rounded, and you always accept more opinions while being open-minded without sacrificing your own. It's finding that balance. It's navigating your way through conflict in a way that is open to communication, adaptation, and growth.
That's some really good insight. Now that we've talked about how we are in a healthy relationship or a toxic relationship, it's not just them making the mistakes. Sometimes we can make the mistakes. Now, what must you do, or what must I do, or what must anyone do in order to do your part right in maintaining a healthy relationship?
I'm really happy you brought that up, because any relationship is not just about throwing blame towards the other person, but also about taking accountability for your own actions. And that is not to say that mistakes will not be made, but when mistakes are made, it's doing everything within your power to resolve it in the most healthy and true to yourself way without compromising the other person's needs. It's the act of when I sign up for a relationship, this is what I have signed up for. I have taken on the role willingly to be your friend, and so I will fulfill the responsibilities that come along with that. I have chosen to love you, so I better love you right. And that means that you adapt to their way and the best way in which they feel most appreciated, and you providing that for them. It is checking in on them. It is being more empathetic towards them. It is loving all parts of them. It is being honest with them when they are going a little bit astray, and you can guide them better through that. It's just depending on them, but also expecting an equal amount back. And a relationship is a two-way street. I am only going to expect from them as much as I give to them, and nothing more and nothing less.
That is very true. And I think that it's like a relationship's always a two-way street. I'm not saying it must be equal at all times, but I'm saying it must be complementing each other. It shouldn't just be one-sided. So now, what are your thoughts on this concept of forgive and forget?
I believe that forgiveness and forgetting, I don't believe in that phrase. I believe in forgiving and carrying on anyway, because I think forgiving means that I free myself from that resentment I hold towards the person who may have been toxic, and allowing myself to move on without forgetting the lessons that I learned in that process.
That's great. And if you ask me, I would be a forgive but don't forget person, because I would like to forgive for myself. Like Sia said, I would like to do it for myself, but I would not forget, because it will it's something we learn from. Everything we do, we learn from it, and I will remember things so that I don't make the same mistakes in the future. Now, let's move on to segment 4, which is truth or truth. We have truth 1 or truth 2, and Sia's going to choose one and I will answer the other. So, truth 1. Okay, have you ever been in a toxic relationship? If so, how did you handle the situation?
I hate this question. Okay. Yes, I have. And I handled it by recognizing my own personal worth and value, and understanding that if that person wasn't willing to acknowledge that or treat me in the way that displays that they cared about me as much as I cared about them, then I had to make the choice to walk away in order to ensure my own peace, but also not compromise theirs.
That's amazing. And now I'm left with truth too, which is the good question. What is your most dreamy relationship? A healthy one. One where the person listens to me, one where the person joins me in my weirdness, and basically the one where the other person accepts me for who I am and compliments me and only makes me love myself more, because that is what every relationship must be. So, Sia, thank you so much for speaking in my podcast. And we have had some wonderful insights from you. Any last words?
Just make sure that a relationship helps you be happy and be most authentic to who you are while keeping you growing, and doesn't shrink you down.
That's very true. It's literally a part of life, a very important one. So, thank you so much for everyone watching the podcast or listening to the podcast, and we will see you on the next episode. Bye bye.